You're being bad faith. I'm not even sure if Augie knows what a dog whistle is. He's like, unless Queeman pulls up Willy's docs and then says, I love doxing Willy, it's all fine.
It wasn't even really a point against WILLYMAC. It was mainly a point against Destiny. I don't think at any point Queeman was like, yeah, and he got doxed, I love that.
Yeah, but you don't really have to say that, Augie. I mean, he's playing in the background, he's got the shit-eating grin, he can't even contain himself.
Giving you supporters.
Order taken.
Okay, that's not what I'm saying, Max, actually. I just
Look, you can't even keep a straight face!
That's not what I'm saying.
What are you talking about, Mr. Cloud? Here we go.
Go on his Twitter account at any time, you could see him doxing people. He's probably the most famous for being the one who claimed he called CPS on Ethan and Gila. He's constantly encouraged and defended people doing it. He literally opened up a CPS merch line because he thinks it's so funny.
Got a hat. I did CPS, the CPS logo with the two skulls, of course, two skulls. Not a reference to anything in particular.
He knowingly defames people. In my last video, I pointed out that Bad Empanada constantly claims that Lonerbox's dad was part of a militia group that killed a bunch of civilians. No evidence for it. His response is to give the most forced laugh I've ever heard.
I gotta be honest with you, like this guy's a maniac, and you know, like he reminds me of Brian a little bit. You know, he's jumping from country to country. Oh, Jesus Christ! You're gone. You're gone. You're gone. I mean, you're not allowed to comment.
He's gone.
Yeah, he's gone. Bye bye. You. You can't sit there and just fucking spam. Jesus, do you have a life? I don't even stream every day, and you're here. No, but going on with Brian Martin, Futuristic Hub, it's just like he's so like dedicated. Like you can't. He's so dedicated to this stuff.
And then he just doubles down on everything he made up.
He complains that I call Lonerbox.
Tommy, I'm not standing for the slander. You know very well the Austrians have more of a hick accent. Yeah, I do, David, but I can't like duplicate it. And I'll be honest with you, I have to be pointed out. Like I can't discern German accents. Bavarian, and that's about it. But I only can discern a Bavarian accent in English because the Bavarians talk like the stereotype. I'll give you an example. I was at the Neuschwanstein, and there was this girl, and I thought she was an American joking around, right? And she's like a tour guide, and I literally thought she was a goof. It was a goof because her accent was so bizarre. She, what did she say? Mad King Ludwig. Well, who was the guy that wrote Ride of the Valkyries? I can't remember his name. Because he was,
look it up.
Yeah, Ride of the Valkyries. Ride of the Valkyries by
Die Valkyrie.
No, that's not a name. That's that's the Valkyrie.
Oh, that's the band or the album.
No, it's the album
or the opera.
Okay, buddy.
The opera. Yeah. Commentary frame 25.
Richard Wagner.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, Wagner. That's the guy who wrote it, right? So she stands up and goes, Mad King Ludwig was very close and loved Wagner. Wagner and him were very, like, it's just like Arnold Schwarzenegger imitation. That's what it was. And by the way, Austrian and Bavarian are very kind of similar. My wife says they're Hicks, right? But so I can always, when I listen to a Bavarian speak English, I can tell, but otherwise they all fucking sound the same to me.
That I said that Lonerbox's dad participated in the Sabra and Shatila massacre, which he absolutely did, by the way. Lonerbox has never disproven this. Until he disproves it, it's true.
So I guess
it's almost fucking comical if you can't prove it is true. You raped 6 little girls in Burma. I can't disprove it. He's almost comical.
I shouldn't be surprised.
But I mean, you know what you're dealing with here. I mean, this guy's berserk, and you know Hassan, all these guys, they're giving this guy a pass. This is the shit eater guy too.
My docs gets found, Bad Empanada immediately posted everywhere. Uploads a video blasting my name, my bride's name, the address of her wedding, all over the internet. It's also come out that he's swatting people, filing fake police reports, all while plugging his Patreon. So I figured if he's making money off of my docs, I should too. So thank you, Exter, for helping me cope. Do you have a big, fat, bulky wallet that's worn and beat down like this? Is your friend or family member living
This
with
is what these guys will never fucking understand. It's called entertainment.
the
You
same
know, sitting there in a
Big
stream
fat
going
fucking
on and
wallet.
on, trying to read the stream to go along what they want to hear. I mean, no wonder I'm not to make videos.
burdens in life? Well, not anymore because Exker is making the smartest wallets in the game. I've been using Exker for about a month now, and this thing is slick. You got this high quality leather, a place to put a picture or some cash, and at the click of a button, you got access to all your cards. It never gets old. I haven't lost my wallet the entire time because I've been using the Esker Finder card. It's literally shaped like a credit card. It fits
I think the fact that he's engaged in capitalism is discredited him.
seamlessly into my wallet, and like all great
Obvious.
wallets, it comes in a variety
Can you believe that he made a commercial?
of different colors and designs. So no matter who you are, you can find the one that suits you. Extra also sent me this travel pack vacuum kit. This little thing's the vacuum. I have this big pile of clothes. I squeezed all of these clothes in. It barely zips up. The vacuum attaches here and boom, it's like 25% of the size. It will fit much better in your suitcase or backpack. From wallets and key cases to backpacks and
So
card
that's the only
tracks.
thing that I'm finding.
Somebody needs to get my wife one of these.
Extra does it
Yeah,
all in a
right.
stylish and
My wife is the worst Tetris player in Tetris history, and you know what I mean by that.
I do.
Oh God, I mean, we'll go to the grocery store, and she's one of those people that'll like get so many groceries, like you have to buy bags over here, by the way. And she's cheap. She's cheap. I tell you, so they say the Jews are cheap. Ain't nobody got shit on Germans, all right? And we'll come out, shit'll be overflowing. We can do this.
convenient ways. So make sure you use code WILLYMACSHOW at partner.extra.com/WILLYMACSHOW 2025 to get up to 42% off your order. Thank you, Extra, for sponsoring this video. So where were we? Oh yeah, Bad Empanada fabricating entire
Germans got shit in the Dutch. I don't know that. See, I don't know too many Dutch. Actually, I was talking to some guy at a bar the other day, but
background stories about me and my wife.
A certain slop tuber who does nothing but make videos in which he attacks pro-Palestinian people and de facto, as a result of that, helps to further Israel's genocide in Gaza, has been outed as having been
so we have two different sides. If you're not 100% on their side with the whole genocide narrative, you have to be gone after. And if you're not, if you're seen as like a Destiny defender, or even though like from the guy that did like I don't know 2
You're fair
videos
game.
exposing them, you're like totally fair game.
honeypotted by Israel. Israel is literally assigning slop
Hey wife, maybe she is being frugal. I find it a pain in the ass. I'm American.
tubers, government-assigned Israeli wives.
Man, Mossad's really good at their job because me and my girl started dating 8 years ago when I was still a nobody on YouTube.
So the slop tuber in question is WILLYMACSHOW. He's suddenly making
I had no idea he was dating that girl until recently. Thanks, Bad Empanada.
Israel content constantly, is suddenly making nothing but videos attacking pro-Palestine people.
I covered Assad before all this. It just turns out a war starting in the Middle East didn't make him any better at covering the news. So guess what? I was able to make more YouTube videos. He never addresses my actual points. It's just character assassinations for why I should be doxxed. Bad Empanada then doxes
I don't mean this as an insult, and I don't know if it's 100% true anymore, but when I first met Willie, I would say he was close to apolitical.
another YouTuber with the justification
In fact, I would say like right-leaning Democrat, like soccer mom type stuff.
that he's a Nazi and that it's for journalistic interest.
I don't know if that's the case anymore, though.
And then he says that's why it's important to dox me and my wife because she's Israeli.
You're actually allowed to reveal personal information about people, especially their real names, if it's within journalistic interest. You know, if there is journalistic reason for doing so. And exposing a clear conflict of interest in this guy's content and his personal life is journalistic interest. It's why, for example, I can tell you that the YouTuber Zoomer Historian, a neo-Nazi history YouTuber, is this guy. I can tell you this because it is within journalistic interest to do so, even though he did not release his information himself publicly. Just like how I can tell you that WILLYMACSHOW is William McConville, and he is getting married to a Yale. Now, I am not going to give you...
He's also a McGinney.
the full name of the person he's getting married to.
He literally just scrolled down and showed her full name. I reported the video and he added this little blur, but it still doesn't cover her name.
She is Israeli and she was assigned to him by the Israeli government.
I'm sorry, I find that funny. Willie gets so mad at me.
Maybe he's got a point. Maybe he's
He's gonna sign one. I've never met her.
Every Jew has to be assigned from Israel. Just somehow, okay?
Oh, God.
I mean, they're building tunnels under New York and stuff like that.
Look, I'm not trying to Billy Mitchell Ben Empanada, but I do find this fucking funny. I mean, you should do this shit. And the people that associate with them, yeah, I think that they're open to some kind of criticism.
Taken down this page, but as you can see, it is freely available on Google. They, for some reason, as the guy who is a public figure, decided to just publicly announce in public his wedding.
How is this allowed on YouTube? He does this thing where he constantly tries to justify his reason for doxing me. He's like Ethan doxed Denims when he sued them.
This guy has no right to
Now, you might be saying like the stuff was public, and it was. His wedding was public. I don't think he posted it. I think it was the what should I call it? I think it was beyond his control.
Complain about.
No, I don't think he knew it exists. That's one thing I do like about Germany. Well, yes and no. I don't like when they do it when people die, because then I know. There's a guy that lives a town over from me that built and then sold some arcade tech, right? And I was like patient zero with it, and it works. Still works, in fact. And if I have to buy it, I have to buy it for this guy from this guy from my old town, Edison, strangely enough. I think he's been dead for years, and it's sad that I don't know, because you can't really look that shit up. Once you die, you're like, because you have a right to privacy or something. The right to privacy is sort of, this is a layman's way, like built into their constitution.
Revealing his real name to be doxing. Because WILLYMACSHOW went on the H3 podcast, which is a podcast that frequently doxes people. In Ethan's recent video,
is it?
Talking about his lawsuit against
suing someone.
Oh, okay, all right, that's funny.
3 young women. He included unredacted legal filings that he made.
They're probably public.
That include their real names.
I remember fucking DM King sent me. He's always sent me legal stuff.
Their real locations.
That's just how legal filings work.
Here's a video clip of Ethan Klein doxing a random Instagram commenter.
Yeah, see, if you're totally into this like genocide thing, if you're on this Gaza side, and by the way, if you have sympathy for those Gazanians, I don't know, the Gazans, like, that's fine. Whatever your politics are, that's perfectly okay. But you do have this sort of extremist thing that anything's justified.
On his show, Ethan goes through the guy's Instagram, brings up pictures of his family members.
Commenter commented from their Instagram account with their full name talking trash to Ethan and had loads of pictures of them and their family on it. I didn't get sued. I didn't comment on your video with my full name. At the end of the day, my crimes are marrying a Jew and going on a podcast. He's nonstop lying about me and my wife, saying she was in the IDF.
You married a Jew? Was?
His fans are saying she murdered babies. He's saying propagandists should die as he's calling me a paid propagandist.
Oh God, nobody's more of a propagandist than this son of a bitch. Nobody.
They're saying we're valid targets. He posted a photo of what he thinks.
Yeah, like John said, like I'm pro-Palestinian, but this is insane. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, I figured. I was kind of thinking of you when I said that, by the way, John.
This is my wife in the IDF, but they're actually just pictures of random teenage girls. I asked my wife what this was, and she thinks it's the Israeli Girl Scouts, so he's just posting little girls on Twitter. My wife didn't serve in the IDF. She came over here at 3 years old. On top of it, he doesn't even know her politics on that situation. He's just being racist. But the worst thing he did was post the date and address of our wedding the week before it took place. He does it multiple times throughout the video, showing an archived page of our site, because we did take it down to try and hide it. But nope, there it is. The time, the date, the address.
Yael and William McConville are getting married very soon. Yael, who is Israeli and Israeli government provided wife.
So now our wedding is being messed with.
Really provided.
I shouldn't laugh. It's terrible when they do that poor girl before her wedding.
And they were wasting the time of our venue, the hotel, and 2 police stations. It's cost me thousands of extra dollars in insurance and potentially closing down the entire building. And my
Retro, Israel, where's my wife? You know, if this was true, then all those fucking losers in Queen's community would finally, you know, get out of the get out of the natural select. You know, they've been naturally selected not to add to the gene pool there. They might be able to get out. Maybe there's a workaround.
Bride is coming up to me.
The gene pool, Tommy. Like they're also thinking about this, and they see that all the Queeman chatters are not good for the gene pool either.
And asking me if we're about to be double homicided at her wedding. I'm like, no, baby, these people don't leave their mom's basements. But she sees the news. She saw 2 low-level staffers at the Israeli embassy get shot and killed. Yeah. She's worried. So I'm being told by the police that I should go online and see if there's any direct threats. And I see a video made by a guy who hates me, showing all of my information and giving a hypothetical where I'm a valid
Nick Fuentes would become pro-Israel if he knew they were giving out free wives. Yeah.
Target.
No, actually, no, because he likes, if they're giving out like dudes, then he'd be okay with it.
Destiny's a hypocrite.
Stevie said anything involving this bad empanada guy or anyone that supports him.
See, this is unbelievable, because it's not that he's running Willie's docs in the back. It's already fucking public at this point. It's what he says.
Is
this is unbelievable.
Justifiable ammo. Anything is justified against Bad Empanada and anyone that supports him. Let's apply those standards. Why are we saying this about Bad Empanada? Well, it appears to be because Bad Empanada doxed Willie Mac's wife. So would Destiny be saying that those who dox people, those who make calls to violence or allusions to violence,
he can't even not cry. He can't even do it straight. You know what he's doing here, right? He's trying to show the hypocrisy, but while he's fucking spreading the docs more. Hey, I'm not saying that. Hey, how come you didn't show me the same generosity that I showed you? Why can't you show me the same generosity? Now, Queeman actually knows while this is being played. There is a Willie video. I have showed it to him, and I was the first one. Apparently, Queeman's first name shows up in a blink if you miss it type situation, and it's when he was going over stuff. That's an unacceptable error by Willie. You can't do that. You got to be more careful than that. But you could see him with the shit-eating grin. I mean, I got to be honest, this is comical too. Yeah, but he knows he has that built in, so he's hoping he comes at him.
Should be fair game, and all of that.
And if he comes at him and says, "Well, your name's in my video." Well, by the way, this is days before they get married. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you. Willie didn't handle this right. He didn't listen to me. He didn't. Just don't deal with him. Toothpaste out of tube. Don't tweet it because they're just gonna do the same thing to you. They're just gonna try to twist the same thing. Nobody listens to me until it's too late, and then they say, "Whoa, we really saw that coming." Yeah. So I mean, he's right there, and you can see Queeman. He's like begging for this response.
Their supporters, all the personalities that back him up, all the chatters that back him up.
He can't even do it straight.
Essentially a Destiny snark community. This guy's narrative for the past 6 months is that I'm covering for Destiny despite me making 2 of the most in-depth videos criticizing him. Their evidence behind this is I said Destiny is—
And the thing is, it's what was it like? You talk to Destiny. If you don't do what they want you to do, then they go after you. Yeah. Kind of like the Gothic folks. So it's really the fact that they're getting lumped in with them shocking.
Better at covering the news than Hassan and Vosh, which is somebody who has made videos on all 3 of these people. I think that's objectively true, but I digress. But most importantly, it's that when these 2 do something stupid, I make fun of them back. The truth is, Bad Empanada did not originate my doc.
Which was a bad idea. Why send both to the island? Why? Just let them go on. I mean, look, what they call me a drunk for months, no evidence to back it up. They're calling it, everybody's retarded, just repeating that over and over and over again. And now what? This is slander?
He maliciously spread it everywhere, but my docs originated on a not importantly. It's that when these 2 do something stupid, I make fun of them back. The truth is, Bad Empanada did not originate my docs. He maliciously spread it everywhere, but my docs originated on a niche forum by this guy's unhinged viewers. So when I see this clip, it's obviously a dog whistle to fuck with me.
It absolutely is. And I hate that dog whistle horse shit. I do. Because it's like this. Let's give you an example. I want more restraints on immigration, right? And I've heard like more restraints on immigration. It's not that I'm against immigrants. That's a dog whistle for racism. And I hate that shit. But the fact that he's like cracking up, laughing, cannot keep a straight face, I think in this particular case, it's absolutely fair. And that he knows that a tiny blurb of his name showed up, and he's just waiting. He's waiting. This is totally dishonest. Why this couple's got days before the wedding. But you did it too. That's what we're playing. That's the game we're playing here. But you did it too. So it was deliberate.
Literally gets a donation that says, I understand what we must do. Wink, wink.
Anything is justifiable against Destiny and the people who support him. No?
I'm not saying I say that. I'm not, but yeah, I'm not saying I say that.
Wink.
Anything is justifiable against Destiny and the people who support him. No? Is that not the standard? That's what he's laying out for me here. Now, I have principles. I don't think it's no bad tactics, only bad targets.
Wiley does it.
That's not me.
As he's literally showing my docs.
But Destiny is very clearly laying out that those are the standards that he believes in. Those are the standards he wishes to be enforced. Is if you're a doxer, if you call for violence, anything is justifiable against you supporters.
Order taken. Listen,
Okay, that's not what I'm saying, Max, actually.
You can't even keep a straight face!
That's what I'm saying.
He said otherwise.
You can't even keep a straight face! It's hysterical!
Actually, Max.
He's got a shit-eating grin on his face.
Yeah.
He knows what he's doing. This thing gets retweeted by...
Okay. There is one criticism out there that I do think has some weight. But it doesn't undo the video either way. And it doesn't undo that. It's not that he fucking put it out there. It's that he's playing dumb. That's the problem. It's what he's saying and smiling. Oh, I'm sorry. That was an accident. Why don't you show me the same generosity when you had an accident on your video? That's what he's doing. I do, however, think if Willie's got evidence, he's got to come forward with it. At least to satisfy them, but I don't care if he does or doesn't. I'm sorry. I don't care if he does or doesn't. I'm happily convinced that was done on purpose. I think he was deliberately playing dumb. You know, like, I don't want to get into this hair splitting bullshit. And this is why I don't want to debate. You know, there's a guy hanging across the street and he's got fucking blood dripping off an axe. Well, he might have just slaughtered the lambs for his Thanksgiving meal, and he might have just murdered somebody. I mean, that's the kind of hair splitting they want to do. And if they want to do it, that's fine with fucking me. But I can come to a conclusion through common sense that that's the case. But if those guys want to call Willie out and say, give me the evidence that his side did it, all right, that's on Willie. But it's very clear what's going on here.
By his friend J-Stalk, who pushed the exact same narratives about me. I'm obviously very unhappy about this. It's affecting my real life. But instead of anyone actually acknowledging this, they do what Bad Empanada did and try to hypocrisy hunt to justify their actions.
Bingo. And that's what they're doing. Hypocrisy hunting to justify their actions. That's exactly what they did. I mean, just with Queen and me alone. I mean, going to Chud every other week to find something to discredit me. And if that doesn't work, just do another one. Just do another one. Just do another one. Just do another one. Yeah, it's pretty wild.
So like, why aren't you mad at Destiny? He quote tweeted your docs too.
Why aren't you mad at Destiny himself?
Destiny is defending my already viral docs that's already in the hands of all the people who hate me. We're acting like context and scale don't matter. It was actually kind of nice to see someone with a big audience who I've criticized in the past stand up for me and say this is wrong. But
yeah, but here's the thing, and I get what he's saying. It's already out there. It's nice to have somebody defend me. I think that's completely reasonable. But when that does come out, it does spread it even more. Queen knows that. That's why he said there. I don't believe there's no back tactics, no targets. Well, I don't believe that. But I can see where we're coming from. But certainly Destiny. Here's the thing. Destiny's a piece of shit, and I would not be even mildly surprised, like if he didn't, like he's not trying to help Willie, he's trying to get back at his enemies by showing they're doxing Willie and not really taking enough care of the whole situation where you could just talk about it rather than show stuff. So I mean, I don't know what, but it really doesn't matter. That's the thing. Whatever Destiny's motivations are irrelevant. It's happening. Bad Empanada did it. Queeman played stupid. Deliberately, willfully, days before the wedding. And I think that explains, you know, a lot of his, I think, mishandling it on Twitter. He's fucking pissed. He's furious. I mean, who wouldn't be pissed? It's his wife.
Point.
It's his wife days before the wedding. Who wouldn't be pissed? Yeah. And yeah, like I told him to just let it go. Don't get involved. You know, they have people blowing them off for interviews as we'll go and like, don't give him anything. And he did. He gave him anything by replying to tweets. Now, is that the same what Queeman did? Well, I'll let you decide. I have. And I'm not getting a hair splitting contest with these guys.
Look at this comment.
Yeah, it is probably true. I'm sure he's doing it. But I can also see Willie's point of view. Well, I appreciate them bringing light to this. You know, I don't got the fucking pull. I'm absolutely sure Nick doesn't want to get involved with this. Yeah, so one guy is. He's showing them, maybe for selfish reasons, but who cares?
Willie refuses to acknowledge the obvious, that Destiny is the biggest proponent in spreading his docs. No, it was actually Bad Empanada who did that. Do you know how time works? They hate Destiny so much they're ignoring the very reality we live in. That's what I don't get at all. Is he perfectly fine with his docs being spread around as long as the person who's spreading it is condemning it? At this point, my docs is already spread, the toothpaste is out of the bottle. What bothered me most in this moment was the narrative that I deserve it, or that it's part of some greater Destiny justice. If Queeman pulled up my docs and
yeah, that's kind of what he's saying. If otherwise, if you don't agree, if you don't let me spread your docs, you're a hypocrite. So, like, yeah, the context does matter here, and it's beyond obvious what Queeman's doing. Beyond obvious.
Only said Bad Empanada sucks for this. I wouldn't care. It's the dog whistle call to action that's the problem. It's so obvious. Yet I'm seeing respected commentator Augie call me a hypocrite because I said doxing is wrong.
This is from a month ago.
Well, if a murderer says murder is wrong, isn't it still wrong even though he's a hypocrite? I don't know.
Willie says, you should delete this. It's just doxing and a shit thing to do to someone whose worst crime is being annoying on the internet. So you have that situation there. So there is twice replying to JSOC's docs, but then he got...
So that... I don't see... I don't know how much Augie knows and what he doesn't know. Well, I know he says he doesn't know. That's on the same scale? That's what I don't get. I am eagerly waiting his reply to this.
Willie said you should delete this. Like,
yeah. But I think what they're saying, if I gotta be fair, what they're saying is you're saying you should delete this. Wink, wink. Go check this out. Oh, and we're doing the same thing to you.
Upset about fucking his docs being shared.
Yeah, holy shit. It's as if context matters. It's as if me calling out a tweet that already has 100,000 views.
Oh. I missed that. He should have done this, by the way. He just fed them right into it. Right into it. He handed them the keys. I'm quoting Willie Mack. He handed them the keys. Let them stay on the island. Let them stay on the island. Because the word's getting around that if you deal with Chud's people, boom, you're going to get doxxed. In fact, let's get right into it. This is Hutch recently. This is a guy that blew off Queeman debate a lolicon.
Motivation behind this is that everyone they associate with him ends up
Hold
getting
on a second. Immediately.
I don't think that's the right one.
Let's turn it up first of all.
It's 5-minute one. This is the 34-second one.
This is I want to start with this one and go to the 5-minute one. Yeah, okay. So this guy Hutch, I don't know. Was he around the Gamergate days or something?
He should have been. He would have
been on the other side.
He was old Machinima.
Okay.
Motivation
But
behind this is
he's
that
been
everyone they
around
associate
since then.
Yeah, he's been around for a minute.
But I think he took a break from YouTube right after he left Machinima.
Gotcha.
with him ends up getting doxxed and harassed, so he's doing it back to them. The victims I know are Destiny's girlfriend, Dan Saltman and his family, me and my wife, Hutch and his family. Augie pulls up Destiny's employee.
What? I mean, I knew. Wait, what's going on? This story. I mean, look, I knew. Okay. I'm trying my best to like cover this in a way that doesn't draw attention to things. Yeah, a bunch of
good luck. You're gonna be called a doxer if you do. I mean, you can't even talk honestly anymore.
Strays. Like a bunch of us caught strays during this whole situation. They have nothing to do with this. They have like literally nothing to do with this.
Employee saying she was swatted.
I was also swatted. Now, why would she be saying?
I had to have a conversation with my local whatever. Yeah, I had to like reach out to police and it was like a whole fucking thing.
So this is not the whole thing. So what exactly is he talking about? Let's start from the beginning.
I made the mistake of. I do this too much. I'm gonna be better at doing this. Like, I made the mistake of I had some people in my chat recommend that I have a conversation with certain people. In this case, Kuiman. And I watched a few of the guys' videos. Not exactly a heavyweight. I figured, fuck it. Yeah, like, whatever. Let's have the conversation. And I had so much stuff blow up behind the scenes before I even had a conversation with this person.
Boy, it's probably really unreasonable for Willie to believe that. It's totally unreasonable. Oh, and by the way, do you know this? Did Queenman's get involved with Salvo? The guy who doxed Augie and Nick. And this guy didn't even have a conversation with him, and he said weird stuff happening. So, I mean, yeah, I still think that, you know, if you're saying that his community's doing it, I mean, probably should show. What do you mean by that? But I don't know how it undoes anything. Let's say it's totally weak. Let's say like Willie's thing is totally fucking weak. What does that matter? This is what you get when you deal with the anti-DDGers and Chud's old community. I don't know. Is he dealing with them anymore?
So Queenman's getting involved with a former doxer?
Shocking. The guy who doxed Nick, a current enemy of his, and a guy who doxed Augie.
I hope that doesn't come back to bite.
And then Augie's apparently cool with Salvo now too. I don't know.
Augie's cool with Salvo?
So this is the stuff that I got. Obviously the bots. This stuff. So I said, "LO, collab with Chud Logic." They said, "This is what fun." It said, "While I'm sure Chud Logic had nothing to do with this, I'm serious. Just know what you're in for." I think you're getting trolled. No kidding, Augie. These accounts don't look like Chud's average viewers. I don't know how you can tell that one way or another, but that's not the point. The point is, this is what happens. It happened to Hutch. I clicked on them and said, "Don't follow Chud either." That Discord, like, I don't even get where this is from. This is where it came from. I criticized Chud. This is back in June. This is what happens. I got absolutely. This was the night that I absolutely got loaded up. I think I had over 100,000 subs at one point. New milestone. So, yeah, let's go back to Hutch. Here we go.
And then when I asked this person to communicate to their audience, because it is like an anti-Destiny subreddit, or it's like an anti-Destiny snark community is what it is, yeah. And what I discovered is that in their minds, it's like digital war.
Oh, yeah.
And so if there are any perceived allies of Destiny, people were going after like perceived allies, which included me and a number of other people who don't even collaborate with Destiny at this point. And I asked this.
I wouldn't even say what, I mean, I could say the Dan Solomon thing was a potential collaboration, which was not a good idea. But I can't even say what Willie did in the two Destiny videos was collaborations. He interviewed him to heavily criticize him. It just wasn't the way this particular snark community, as Judge said, it wasn't enough for them. And remember, Willie initially did the debate bullshit. He did the 5-on-1.
Willie expects, sorry, not Willie. They expect you to call him a rapist 24/7.
They expect you to go on their show to fucking share the clout. And the simple solution to that is just don't do it. I don't know this for a fact. I shouldn't say that. Was Aiden trying to get on Salvo's stream when they were all together? That's what I was told.
I don't remember.
That's what I was told. I think Simeon told me that, but I don't know. I'm not willing to commit to that. I know. Because that's the game. That's why Aiden was writing me constantly. I really care about you, and you know I care about your career. Get the fuck, dude. Nobody fucking talks to me that way. People want something out of me. They usually are sincere. I'm sorry, I had to talk to you that way. Well, nobody talks to me that way. So how did you have to? It's bullshit, and it was. As soon as I said no, then I became the enemy.
Person behind the scenes to communicate to their audience.
Oh, then I called him a shifty little shit, which, by the way, is true.
Certain things about me to clarify certain things that were lies going on. And I got pushback. He didn't want to do, he was, There's a whole
Tommy, on Aiden's stream, Salvo didn't appear on Aiden's stream. No. I'm talking about, I was told, I don't know if this is true or not, I'll be honest with you. I don't mind talking about it because it's not fucking like super top secret, that he wanted to get in on whatever they were all doing and they wouldn't let him in. That's what I was told. I don't know if that's true or not. In fairness.
conversation about, like, I don't want to get into the private, I mean, yeah, whatever. This guy, you know, it's just great. People warned me, like, before I even had, like, started.
Everybody gets warned about Queeman, by the way. Everybody.
I had people reach out to me and warn me, like, don't have a conversation with this guy. It's going to go bad. And then I had a bunch of stuff blow
what
up.
if that had anything to do with my videos?
Before we even had a conversation. So, like, there are certain communities in politics, like online politics, that are so toxic and radioactive. It's unbelievable. And I guess I just didn't know how bad it actually was.
And you know what? I got to be honest with you. I fell for the same trap. I had no idea. Apparently, I saw a video of Cleveland a year prior to actually talking to him on Chud's show, and I said, oh, that guy's going to be a problem. And I had no idea it was the same guy when I did talk to him. In fact, when Chud put him on, I thought it was going to be a debate, but I didn't know it was going to be like it was.
But I don't know if it's his audience or if it's other people's audience, but they like, because Destiny picks fights with these people, they pick fights with people that they think are aligned with Destiny. And so that's how it goes.
That's the way I see it.
So if you're perceived to be like a Destiny ally in any kind of way, then they're like going after you, which is crazy.
Yeah, I think you know, unless you keep up with it. Yeah, I mean, I keep up enough to go with a show. I don't know. Hopefully it's entertaining. If not, what am I gonna know?
Anyways.
The narrative for the past 6 months is that
I'm not going to say it's like him or technically like specifically his community, but people in that space, then they see like going after people like me and fucking other people as that's their way of going after Destiny. It's fucking insane. Like, I have nothing to do with Destiny.
Yeah, and did we try to rope fucking Tom and Nick into supporting Destiny?
Yeah.
No, we tried to do that too. So Willy's seeking his Queeman's community. I gotta be honest, I think it's completely reasonable. Even if he doesn't have like drop dead proof. It's a reasonably good guess. Should he said it like that? I don't know. I'll leave that for you guys to decide. But this is enough for me. I'm not gonna fucking play dumb here and pretend the blood's not dripping off the axe with the crazy guy across the street. You guys want to do that? That's fine with me.
I do think it's a bit of a big accusation, though, and then not to show proof after.
You know what? He made the accusation. That's on him. Fair enough. But I don't even need the accusation to know they're no fucking good. You know?
Like, I literally have nothing to do with them.
Is there any hard evidence that Sweeman and his cronies docs? No, but you have to be retarded not to see the pattern on the wall. Exactly. Is there any hard evidence? I don't know. I saw a reply to a Queeman supporter with Willie's docs. That's it. I don't know if there's any more out there.
That's one thing I will say. Listen, that's one thing I will say is, like, I reached out to Queeman and I was like, I asked him to tell his audience, hey.
And, you know, Willie, like, Lumpy Willie would come in here and he was, you know, constantly saying, like, actually, I bet it's still up. Lumpy Willie came in here and he's like, are you going to talk about Queeman doxing? And he's a pro Queeman guy. Are you going to talk about, like, well, before I do anything about it, are you going to talk about Queeman doxing Willie Mac? And that was right after all this happened. So they wanted me to get in the trap too. So they wanted me to go defend him, not knowing what the fuck was going on. But now I do know what the fuck is going on.
And you tell you, like, I would like you to tell your audience that I'm not a fucking orbiter. This is just not true. And then he goes, fine, fuck it. And then he goes, well, I'm not going to tell him that because I think that's a lie. I don't think that's true. I was like, what?
Hold on a second.
What are you talking?
Let's go back.
Like, I asked him to tell his audience, hey, can you tell you, like, I would like you to tell your audience that I'm not a fucking orbiter. This is just not true. And then he goes, fine, fuck it. And then he goes, well, I'm not going to tell him that because I think that's a lie. I don't think that's true. I was like, what?
There's somebody you want to debate. Actually, like, this guy dodged a bullet. I don't know if that's true. Yeah, go ahead.
I was just saying, it's like, there you go. That's more evidence of if you're not with us, you're against us, and everything is fair game.
Yeah, everything. Yeah. Well, that's a little bit of a stretch, but I mean, I'm more thinking like This is the island syndrome. Like you get involved with these guys, you know, this is going to happen, and it might be. I'm sure your typical Chud Logic fan is just in there for the lulz and likes stuff. I'm absolutely sure of it. But I know if you get Chud, you get Queen, and you get everybody else. And it might go into stop touching kids. Your wife is dead. Ha ha ha. Pedo C. Mr. Logic sends his regards for your dead kid. You might get that. Might happen. I don't know. That might happen. I don't know which part of that community is, but I mean, like, yeah, you got to be nuts. And I got to be honest here. I'm not going to settle to the hair splitting thing where, because no matter what Willie provides, it's probably not going to be enough. If he provides it, I don't care if he does. I could care less if he does. Let's go back. I think this.
What are you talking about? I was like, how do you justify that? And he said something like, he said you.
And all these guys come out of Spicy Chat. That's Chud's community. Is it in Chud's server? Chud's Discord server?
Yeah, it is.
Okay. So really, like I don't know how Augie is telling me that, like, well, it's not your average Chud. I'm sure your average Chud user doesn't go to Spicy Chat. My average viewer has nothing to do with my Discord. I'm absolutely sure of that. I don't know what difference that makes if this is the result, which is guaranteed. I mean, keep in mind, Chud has been falling out with just about everybody but Queeman his entire career, long before he met Nick. Long before. It's just not unreasonable.
He said something like, you make Destiny Orbit content. And I was like, what? What are you talking about? It's like, wait, what? Like, I thought, like, I don't know, maybe it's just me being optimistic about people. I just assume that most people are.
Does anybody believe for a second that Queeman or J-Stock or Aiden or anybody in that group gives two fiddlers fucks about those girls and they just fucking hate him? And for the same reason Destiny's using Willie's docs to get back at his fucking enemies is the same reason they're using those girls to get back at fucking Destiny. Is it really outside of the realm of possibility? We're not talking about rational people here. And this is why they're not getting debates. Because I'm sure I would disagree with everything this guy had to say. But I don't think, like, show me where he's being unreasonable.
Reasonable. So when I reached out, I didn't think it was going to turn into a conversation, like an argument, but it did.
Everything's up for debate.
It's like, yeah, I would call you a Destiny Orbiter. I was like, why? I was like, what would qualify me for that kind of?
Why else would I debate you when I'm just trying to get a win, not really have a discussion?
Label. Oh, you make Destiny Orbiter like content. What the fuck does that even mean? What does that even mean? I appeared on a stream with Destiny maybe like 9 times total, 10 times total.
Oh, Jack. Hang on.
It's on the Queeman stream with all the dead hair.
I'm sorry. That's got to be explained to me.
What happened?
Okay. Queen dead air. Okay.
Over the course of years.
I'm like fucking Aiden.
And I make Destiny our first content? Like what? It was crazy. And so I didn't get any, like I was hoping that this guy would like try to bring the temperature down,
No fat chance. That's his whole gimmick. They're not there to discuss, Hutch. In fairness, he didn't know. This is why you don't get debates. You don't bother doing debates. Let them debate each other.
And he just
But
didn't.
they all live in a hug box, so that's going to be tough.
He was just like, no, I'm not going to tell him that you're not an orbiter. I was like, okay, well. He even said, like at one point in the conversation, he goes, quite frankly, I think it's disgusting that you're trying to ask me to do this. And I was like, okay, bye.
Yeah, like, and I heard he was crying all night. Oh, I'm fucking Hutch stood me up.
Like, I'm done with this conversation. Quite frankly, I think it's disgusting.
Yeah, like, well, you know what? I'll give Creepy this. He was completely honest. Like, I'm going to be completely bad faith.
Quite frankly, I think it's disgusting that you would try to pressure me to do something like that. I'm like, okay.
Pressure, it's up to you. I just don't have to do your fucking show, you dipshit.
You have nothing to do with this. We have like literally nothing to do with this.
Employee saying she was swatted.
I was also swatted. Now, why would she be saying?
I had to have a conversation with my local, like, whatever, yeah. I had to like reach out to police and like,
All right,
yeah.
we already covered that. Well, there you go. Let's get back to Willie's video.
Views doesn't add any negative effect. He pearl clutches and gives this big performance about my quote tweet.
I showed you 2 times. Here he is doing it a 3rd time just a few days ago before I even did this stream. And I actually had to like tell him, I was like, dude, delete this shit, right?
But on this same stream, Augie shows the uncensored link of Jason.
Hey, look who it is. It's a wife beater.
Augie told him to delete it.
Don't we have audio or video of some guy like defending this, defending him? I can't wait to play that.
Docs. He also replied under JStalks Docs on Twitter. So what are we talking about? Are we gonna call Augie a doxer? No, because they don't actually care about this. He's just being performative to justify what's happening to me. Augie acts confused throughout this entire segment.
Literally days after he threw a hissy fit. Yeah, I mean, it just doesn't really make any sense to me. It's like, what the f are we talking about here? I mean, what argument are we making here? This is just crazy. It makes no sense.
I know why he's
I gotta be honest with you. This is something me and this is just funny. I mean, this is really nothing to do with shit, but I wanted to show you this. Me and Matt used to make fun of Augie for this all the time. What are you talking about? I have no fucking idea. Right? And this is, it doesn't matter what the argument was, but this is me patching Augie in. And I was fighting with Connor. We later made up, and I'm to be perfectly honest, I was busting balls for fun. Connor's a good guy. And like this, watch this. So I finally patched Augie in. There were some problems with the Discord, and watch this. This is too funny.
Does not work.
Gotcha.
So,
No problem. I didn't think I didn't think you were pulling a fast one. Go ahead.
yeah, no. I just want to call in because this shit's confusing as fuck to me. Like, I don't really understand like why Lexion and I did. By the way, Matt Pitt did send me the context of her going off.
I always thought it was like kind of a tick he had. He's had it since he was a kid.
But see, I think he's like I think it's a lot like Muda being an engineer. He's just confused, Tommy.
I don't know if he's confused or not, but it's a go-to. Maybe it's like I go or something like that. That's just his way of like getting warmed up or something like that. But like everything starts with confusion, And then the problem with that, my advice to Augie is if like you can do it like I do it. It's all fucking jokes, good times, whatever. It's not that fucking serious. And if you get something wrong, get something wrong. In fact, me and Augie actually had a conversation when he was doing his big stream. Hey, it's fucking YouTube drama. Get it wrong, whatever. But if you sit there and say you're confused long enough, then it's like, why are you making authoritative statements then? I mean, look, that's a pretty light criticism, but Augie does that a lot. He's been doing it as long as I known him.
Confused. It's because he never plays the original clip that made me mad in the first place. He just summarizes as they criticize Destiny, and that's why Willie's mad.
Too bothered by this, but instead he was bothered by some stuff that Queeman and J-Stock were saying. And basically what they were saying was it's kind of hypocritical for Destiny to get upset at, Willie Mac for getting doxxed when he has a history of doxing people and is currently right now calling for their doxes, right?
So he never plays the context and then acts like the reason I'm mad is because they called Destiny a hypocrite. Nothing about my wedding or my bride. How is that possible unless...
Yeah, this is where I want Augie to explain himself. I want to understand this, right? I have no idea what's going on. Like, his wedding was, look, I'll be the first to say he didn't handle it right. He shouldn't have, he poked the bear in some ways, but it's pretty important. He's replying to these tweets and he's getting into it with these guys and he's got days towards his wedding, and Augie's been there before.
gesture being bad faith. I'm not even sure if Augie knows what a dog whistle is. He's like, unless Queeman pulls up Willy's docs and then says, I love doxing Willy, it's all fine.
It wasn't even really a point against WILLYMAC. It was mainly a point against Destiny. I don't think at any point Queeman was like, yeah, and he got doxed, I love that.
Yeah, but you don't really have to say that, Augie. I mean, he's playing in the background. He's got the shit-eating grin. He can't even contain himself.
You know? I don't think he ever said that, right?
Bro, if you're this stupid, make life better for everybody.
Well, I will say this, though. I don't like saying this, but if you do an hour on somebody, you're going to expect them to clap back. I don't know.
And just quit.
I mean, I don't expect Chud not to, like, I mean, from what I understand, I don't, like, some of the shit, I don't expect him to stay quiet. You can't say anything about me. Well, I'm not saying, well, that implies that Augie's saying the same thing, right? But yeah, this was inevitable. If someone did this to me, I'd definitely respond.
Recently doxed J-Stalk and Queeman. His motivation behind this is that everyone they associate with him ends up getting doxed and harassed, so he's doing it back to them. The victims I know are Destiny's girlfriend, Dan Saltman and his family, me and my wife, Hutch and his family. Augie pulls up Destiny's employees saying she was swatted.
I was also swatted. Now, why would she be saying that she was also swatted in a reply to this clip? Is she saying that J-Stalk and Queeman had some part in her getting swatted? Or that their communities had some part in this?
Yes, obviously, but it's all just a coincidence to Augie. Augie pulls up another example.
Yes, I'm sorry, I can't, like, this idea that you need this sort of law and order clear-cut DNA sample before you say anything is ridiculous. I generally disagree with Augie on that.
But Destiny viewers saying they're getting threatening letters sent to their house, and Destiny's...
and I got this. And all Augie told me is like, well, that's not his main fans. Like, as if that's relevant. It's not. I'm sorry, it's not relevant.
Like, I don't believe them, but even if that happened, it's still not that community's fault.
A couple months ago, because I'm a fan of Destiny in the JSUG server, someone in his community sent a letter to my home. I've moved since then. Thanks for telling us, by the way. To my house, saying, I defend Destiny because I want to rape my wife and my patients. I'm gonna put an X to doubt on that one. And even if it did happen, right? Who's responsible for that?
What about the guy dog whistling that I'm a valid target and getting a dono saying they understand his orders?
Anything is justifiable against Destiny and the people who support him.
I don't think
I don't believe in that. I'm not saying that. I'm just doing it for the sake of argument. Like, who are you kidding? It's so funny.
Are responsible for every one of their unhinged viewers, but it is not normal for a community this small to have so much doxing coming out of it. I've made videos on communists, Nazis, misogynists, feminists, scammers, and traffickers. People with millions of followers, yet this tiny little community is where all this doxing takes place, and it's just out of their hands. Dude, they're obviously feeding into it, but
yeah, and it wasn't that Chud's whole fucking argument with Spicy Chat to, I don't know, Star? Like, how much longer can Chud fucking stand by that? And by the way, when I did a video on Bad Empanada, there was talk in Spicy Chat of getting my video strike removed by getting that to him. Guess what? The Chud Spicy Chat mods came in like finger snap, which basically kills Chud's entire argument with Star, because he was saying it couldn't be done. It was out of his hands, and he didn't know. So I think it's completely reasonable for him to say, like, all this stuff is coming from one group. Who knew? Well, you can't prove it 100%. Get the fuck out of here. You gotta be, if you work with Chud or any of these guys, you get what's coming to you. I mean, is that a fair thing to say?
But Augie knows nothing. He can't even recite me goofing on them accurately. J-Stalk has criticized Destiny for creating a metaphorical rape machine, partially because...
Oh, hold on, my fucking thing went out. Metaphor.
Chat crashed.
The never-ending rape machine. He's like, no, I didn't say that. I didn't say that. Yeah, let's get it. Let's get it back.
I hope I fixed my mic. I think
You
someone was
sound-
saying it was cracking.
Yeah, it was cracking a bit, but it's all right.
Okay.
I mean, you could be understood. I just didn't want to screw up the momentum like I'm doing now. You know, there we go. Chat back. Here's the infinite rape machine.
he had sex with BPD girls. Then when these girls call him out for being abusive, everyone thinks they're just crazy. J-Stalk then had sex with the same BPD girl.
Everything Destiny's saying here is true.
I don't believe he had sex. I don't think that's fair.
Actually, it's not true. Actually, everything Destiny's saying here is complete bullshit. Destiny says, and to think that this was the same guy, JStalk Jewstalker, who spent the last year saying having sex with mentally ill people equals rape. Crazy, huh? No, you retard. That was never the argument that you have sex with mentally ill people, that means you're raping them by default. The argument is that you don't give a fuck about their consent because you'll share their images, videos of them doing all kinds of sexual stuff. You'll share that with anyone.
No, Augie, JStalk actually specifically said it's not about sharing images.
I think that the main talking point is that Destiny distributes people's nudes. And like, it's like a...
Oh God, that's right. JStalk comes over the park. What are you, an idiot, Nick Diorio? It's not about that.
weird sex.
I think that's not the same. The main
You moron! You big fat guinea retard!
talking point. I think one of the a massive talking point here is the infinite rape machine. Okay, how does the infinite rape machine work? It's a massive talking point, which you'd know if you're a part of if you watch the Sunday video. It's not just about nudes, bro. It's about a system that let this happen for so long.
And what does Sunday say? Part of the machine is Destiny targeting mentally ill women.
And the victims are also selected, either for mental illness, allowing them to be easily construed as hysterical or deceptive when they complain about their treatment.
So when it leaks that JStalk is having a secret relationship with the same BPD girl and she crashes out on him multiple times, it's funny. I'm giving him shit. I'm allowed to talk shit back to these people.
Yeah, I don't know if this is gonna get into Augie's, and he's welcome to call me, but you know, those guys were the guy you're running with, Clayman, and you know, one of his editors, the wife beater Kittenhouse, they've been basically saying I was drunk with no evidence for months. They were saying that I sent dick pics 10 years ago to a fan when she was 14 years old, and they were completely fine with doing it. So that's who you're rolling with, Augie. You know, and he did. He basically said, yeah, you're taking care of BPD women. Why he's fucking cozying up to that broad. And he's allowed to make fun of him. It's hysterical. And by the way, Nick kind of laughed at the same thing. Is he an idiot too? Are we all idiots for fucking laughing at him because he said one thing and then was wrong and then did it? I still don't believe he had sex though.
I talked to Augie about the same exact thing a month ago and told him if he wanted to find it, he could just watch the ending to my second Destiny video. But he didn't watch it. He'd rather make stuff up. Bro, you're sitting at a computer right now. Feel free to use it. Augie ends this hour-long segment on me, summarizing that the only reason I'd be mad is because I'm stupid or because Destiny controls me.
That I'm sure is what pissed him off, because if you guys go back and listen to my Chud Logic videos, Chud Logic would go, oh, no. It's not that he's compromised. It's that he's compromised for a different reason. You know, I'm sure that, and here's the thing, if you're going to sit there and say, well, Willie's got to come up with the absolute proof that it was, I don't know how you do that it was his community. I think you have to come up with the absolute proof that he's compromised. If we're going to play by the same rules here. Now, you're totally willing, you're totally within your right to speculate that he's compromised in some way. But if you're going to sit there and hold everybody to this sort of law and order, you get the DNA and the case is solved at the end, 100% lock, stock, and barrel, bad guy goes to jail. Yeah, I guess you got to do it too.
Feeding into the narrative that got me doxxed in the first place.
It's hard to like logically understand why he's posting this shit. I mean, the two options is literally just he's like brain dead retarded right now, or he's controlled opposition.
Really? That's all?
All right. If you're going to sit there and say that Willie has to come up with the proof, you got to say, you got to hold him accountable. The way I'm going to take it, that's just his opinion. And from what I understand, he said, but I'm leaning towards retarded. I don't think he handled it well. But, you know, you're calling him retarded and you guys are supposedly friends? I don't know what happened. I had nothing to do with this one.
All you could think of? Well, let me give you a third option. Our wedding is having to prepare for fake bomb threats, and my bride is worried about us and our family getting shot. Augie never once brings this up as a possibility.
Why? You didn't know that?
For why I'm frustrated. It doesn't cross his mind. Seriously, if that's the extent of your analysis, you need to quit. In my last conversation with Augie, he told me a story about how he quit drama for a year because a guy named Salvo was doxing and harassing him and his family. So where is that same sympathy when it's happening to me and my wife? He shares the same empathy.
Yeah, I like to say too, like, Sipman told me this, so take it what it's worth. Does anybody know this? Maybe somebody in the chat that watches that. Did he tell J-Stock that I was being unfair to him when I was making fun of him? Augie? Did Augie say that? Really? the guy's entertaining me sending dick pics. Could ruin my life. To kids.
Meter with Ian.
You know, my empathy meter's only maybe like a quarter of the way filled up.
The most reassuring news I got was when my wedding planner told me that she talked to the venue and they told her that the riffraff doesn't bother them because they've done celebrity weddings and that they're in a Jewish neighborhood, so they're used to getting calls like this. In one sense, very reassuring.
Shows you how good the world is. Jews can't even have a wedding and having the IDF there. That has more. I think that's more about society.